Hey everyone, Holly here. Hope you're all doing really well. I wanted to pop into the group today to talk about a topic that comes up again and again for my clients, and one that is so essential when we are considering the achievements we want and the success that we're going after and how empowered we're actually feeling towards that. And that is about celebrating the success we already have. Now, for any of you who've read my Huffington Post blog about the 5 problems with success, you'll know that one of my problems with success is that we don't celebrate it, or we don't celebrate it enough. And recently I was talking to a client of mine and I asked her, when's the last time you celebrated success? And she had to really think about it. And after a pause, she eventually came up with, oh, well, last year when we bought our house. And I think a lot of us get caught up in the fact that it's only the really big events that we celebrate, the really big ones that we kind of acknowledge. But we absolutely must celebrate the success in the everyday. It's the little wins that are constantly moving us forwards, constantly boosting our confidence. And equally, the little wins and progresses that are helping us understand what works. This is vital when we're going after our big goals, because we need to have that feedback. We need to know what's already working, not just focus on what hasn't yet worked. And the problem that we get caught up in when we don't take the time to step back and reflect on this and what's going well and what we are acknowledging and celebrating is that we're kind of postponing our success into this elusive future. And we're never going to get closer to it, because what happens is we fall into the trap of, well, when this is in place, then I'll feel successful. Or if this happens, then I'll feel really personally satisfied. And what we're doing there is focusing on the lack. We're focusing on the gap. We're focusing on what we do not yet have in place instead of what we do. And as many of you will already be familiar with, the way that the law of attraction works is that we get what we focus on. So the more that we're focusing on what we have not yet achieved, the things that are just piling up on the to-do list that we haven't yet conquered, the more that we are really seeing what is not still working. We're focusing on, to some extent, the negatives. But the more that we realize what are all the things that are already happening really, really well in our lives and our work, the more that we can use those to propel us forwards. And this is why I talk about the need to celebrate our success in the day-to-day, every single little win. Because each little win is teaching us something. It's showing us where we already have strengths, where we already have things working for us in the way that we want. And so you'll know that I've set up in the group a Celebrate Success Saturday so that we can get into the habit of doing this. We shouldn't be only celebrating the really big deals, okay? Because success in itself is a choice, and celebrating success is a choice. And ultimately, the most empowering mindset shift you can make here is that we decide that our lives are a success. It's as simple as that. We become successful when we decide that our lives are a success. So my challenge for you this week is to think of something big or small that you are celebrating as a win. And if you're struggling with this, just keep going, just keep drilling down, because there are things that are going well all the time in the day-to-day. Think about your family, think about where you live, think about your friendships, think about what you're already knowing how to do well in your work, think about what you're already accomplishing. So really, really break it down. But my challenge to you is to find something every single week. We'll start small, because then it's going to be every single day that you are celebrating. And that's a really important part of building what I call your success consciousness. Because the more you're focusing on what's already going well, the more you're going to see. So the more success you're going to feel, the more success you're going to experience. And then you're going to attract more of this to you, because that is what you're focusing on. And it's kind of crazy, but we really do see lots of evidence all around us for what we have as our key focus. And you'll notice that more opportunities start to flow your way. More compliments start to flow your way. You start to recognize the learning in things that you're doing already and how you can use that to fast track to your next milestone and your next goal. But what we get caught up in far too much is we're rushing from one thing to the next, one milestone to the next, one achievement to the next. And if we don't take that important time to pause and reflect, we are not recognizing all of the great stuff that we've just accomplished that's actually going to help us with our next challenge. So do yourself this service today and this week. This is a simple shift to feeling more empowered about the success you already have in your life. And I can't wait to hear from you what that brings up for you in terms of that reflection. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share today. Have a great rest of your day and a great week ahead. And I'll be connecting with you very soon. Take care.